So, I've been like super stressed lately. Just like stuff that like you gotta go through to get through it kind of thing. And I don't know, I just can't wait to get through it. You know what I mean? Like, you ever deal with something that you're just like, oh my god, I cannot wait to get to the end of this when it's like done. Um, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, if you are watching on YouTube, I am gonna be trying a new product. Forgot to tell you about the new product that I tried already. Whoops. But I'll tell you more about it. But yeah, so American Idol is still gonna be part of my conversation because but yes, I'm really thinking I like Drew Rin a lot. And I think that she could do very well in this competition. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't have like a clear idea yet. It's so early, but a lot of times you don't know. And people that you don't think can sometimes end up winning. So stay tuned because I might, as things go on, I might have an idea. But anyway, she's kind of like the front runner for me. Like, I think she's good. But yeah, really nothing new to report on that end. I am almost finished with Sunrise on the Reaping, though, so I want to talk about that. I don't know how they're gonna make this a movie without making it an R-rated movie because of the elements. If you read the book, you probably know, like, it's just a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's a great story. I can't wait to keep going. I'm like I said, about 80 to 85-ish% done with the book, and then I will move into the next series. And I have a couple of books that I do want to read, but I want to finish this series first, obviously. So that's a thing. It's like hard because like once I start, I want to finish the series. So I'm like that with movies. I'm like that with books. TV series are a different situation though. Like I can wait. I don't have to binge. Some people have to binge with TV shows. I don't. I can wait. I can just pick it up another time. But books and movies, once I watch the first in the series, I have to watch or read the next like the consecutive stories I have to finish. So it's very time consuming. But yeah, no, I love it. I love reading, especially series. I love getting to see the character arcs, the storylines, the twists and turns. I so love it. And I just think that especially with these, Suzanne Collins did an amazing job. And I just think that the amount of time and effort that she put into such an intricate story and then telling it, like, then backtracking it and, like, being able to, like, basically give you a connection between the stories is like genius. Wish I would have thought of something like that because I mean it's incredible. But yeah, if you haven't started the series, start with Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, go through Sunrise on the Reaping, and into the trilogy that we all know. It's just the best way to read it. It gives you the most, um, like, cohesive storyline. That's what I'm gonna do. If any more come out, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna piece them where they need to go. It just, for me, helps me follow the story, and it brings me more into, like, the world of it, if you will. Like, when they made the Narnia movies, and I hadn't read any of the books at the time. Hadn't um done anything but listen to, there was a radio show when I was little, that they did, like, an old 50s style radio show on this little AM station on Saturday nights, and they told different stories, and one of the ones that they did was they went through the series, and I didn't um hear it all because I wasn't always, like, there or whatever, but I definitely remember it, and I also really only was quite aware of um the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I was not as familiar as, say, people in the UK back, you know, years and years. They've known this story because, they obviously grew up with it. So, it's, it was different for me, seeing those movies. But then reading the books, it made me a little upset that they didn't, start from the beginning. Because, like, that wasn't the beginning. Like, that wasn't how it started. How it started was, with the professor. And, like, it just kind of didn't make sense until I read the story, and then it started to come together for me, and it's one of my favorite series to read, now. But I digress. Um, it's interesting because, these pre-show gabs are really, really fun, and I love the randomness, but I do want to be better about picking a topic and then just, like, landing on it. So, for today, I want to talk to my generation. So, if you were born between 1986, 85, we'll go 85, 1985 to 1993, early 1993, late 1985 to early 1993. Hi. So, for me, I was born late 1991. So, for me, this is, close to home, what I want to talk about, but some of you guys might feel it a little deeper, being that some of you are a little older than me, and, you've been around a little longer and been through a little bit more. But I really wanted to do this because I think it's important, and I think it's something that we, as a generation, need to talk about. We need to make this a daily thought process where we keep this in our minds. So I don't have any, like, scripture, right? But for me, especially the last couple of weeks, I just keep going back to the verse in Proverbs where it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him. He'll direct your path." Like, let me put it in terms of today. Don't freak out. Calm down. Like, God's here for you. Like, don't focus on all the other stuff. Just keep yourself focused on him, and he's gonna lead you as you go. You're gonna know, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna get it, you're gonna catch it. It's just a feeling that you get where you're like, okay, I got this. And don't shy away from that, because that's it. That's right. So, but in saying that, I want to talk to my generation, because I have noticed so much of this thing of childhood trauma. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not certified. I'm not any of those things. But here's my thing, okay? So I'll give you that things come up, things happen, things go wrong, things go bad. Yes. Yes. But the thing that I think it separates us from really any generation, why are we all so like bitter and like cold, and like we don't have like anything good to say. We don't have anything like it's all just so like just not only not healthy, it's not healthy. Let's just start there. But it's not even like a sustainable life. Like and everybody's so like tired, and it's like because you're just literally running around angry and bitter and just all of this stuff all the time. And it's like, okay, but it one of my favorite movies is The Help. I love that movie, and I love the scene at the end when the one maid looks at the lady who is like starting trouble, and she just goes, "Oh, aren't you tired? All that awful, like, aren't you tired? Like, aren't you tired of living this way?" It's just like, because it's so true. It's like you're literally living so angry and bitter. Where are you gonna go with that? What are you doing? So, in saying that, I'm trying to be understanding of people who do have issues and things that come up and the things that went wrong, and it sucks, and I hate hearing it, and I'm so sorry, and it's really crappy. I just think we can do better. So, taking a pause, this is the Clean Fresh Brow from CoverGirl. I'm in shade dark brown. Yeah, shade 600 dark brown. So this is a Clean Fresh Brow Gel. It's got a tiny little spoolie applicator. I'm scared. So we're going to start real slow. We're going to start real slow. Like, my brows are about to be like so undone today until I get brave and decide. Okay, we're getting braver. Okay. tail in there. I did so many things with my eyebrows to make them to, like, fill them in and to, like, make them and I just don't wanna do it anymore, so I picked this up hoping that I could just do a one-step application process and just be done with it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to because it's not really defining anything. So I'm probably gonna end up having to do other things in order to make it work. Unless I can let it dry a bit and do a second coat. I'm gonna see how that works. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'm going to apply on the other eyebrow. I'm gonna try a tip like in the front going with my opposite hand and then switching hands to the hand that I actually of the side that I'm actually doing. That helped a little. Helped a little bit. I mean, it works. Don't get me wrong, this works, and if it stays nice, I actually think it'll be good. So I'm gonna try to dip back in, and I'm gonna try to go on the other side now and see if I can get it to work. It is working. It's just giving a little bit different of a look, which I could kind of get used to. I just want to make sure my ends are. Oh, that's not bad. If you're watching and you can see, I'm gonna get kind of close. I do have to pluck, sorry. But that's not bad. I could do that. I can handle that. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side just so it evens it out. But honestly, I think I could live with this. Wasn't sure how it was gonna go, but I think I could live with this. I just want everything to be like straight and even. I'm gonna just take this and go on the other side just lightly on the edge. I mean, it works. It works for me. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be like rocket science or anything. I just hope it stays nice because sometimes these brow gels get a little funny as you use them. They kind of get like, I don't know, like almost clumpy and thick. And I don't really like that. I'm searching for my spoolie that I somehow lost. Here it is. I want to just take this little clump that I got and I want to, there we go, kind of pull that out a little bit. Okay. So it's definitely not a fail. I would definitely say this is what the box looks like if you're watching on YouTube. It's pink-ish, like a powder pink. It has a little cloud design jutting out. Yeah, so definitely like it. Definitely something that I would buy. I have the, it's like a crayon from them. It's got like the tip and then it's got the brush and then, I don't think I need it. I actually think this might look pretty good. I'm gonna keep this on hand just in case. But it works for me. So, back into our discussion. Are we comfortable with this discussion? Because I know for me, it kind of like put me into a tailspin a little bit because, you know, I interact with a lot of people a day. Um, it's actually more rare now that I'm alone or not in front of a lot of people. Um, I just am always at work, and so I'm always seeing all kinds of people, and some people you can just tell that like it's not their day, it's not their anything. And I would say the biggest thing for me is like if I myself want to be like, you good? You good? because because I mean sometimes you just go, oh my god, people are quite um over the top lately. A lot of things set people off, and I just think we need to be careful of that. Taking another quick break from the discussion, I also went to get more mascara. Could not find the mascara that I bought. I used to buy the Simply Ageless, the age defying mascara that had like argan oil in it and all like this stuff, and it was so cool. And then it had like a curved brush, but it was curved in such a way that like it flattened your lashes. And I was like, yes, I love this. And it was such a nice um like formula. I didn't even see a spot for it in the store, so I'm guessing they're not going to make that line of makeup anymore at all, and I'm really getting upset about that because the foundation that I use is that, but I did find one that I think is great. So, hopefully I can switch to that and I'll like it, but it is so difficult to find a good mascara. It's so difficult to find makeup in general now that doesn't get taken off the market, and I just don't know why we can't leave well enough alone. I am the type of person that once I find something, I want to just keep buying it. I don't want to play around with, oh, I'll try this brand and I'll try that brand and I'll try. I went through my phases of that and I don't want to do that anymore and I hate it. But I found this CoverGirl Professional Remarkable mascara. It's a smaller tube, which I don't wear makeup a lot anymore, so this is actually the better size for me because I'm not letting it sit there forever and get gross. Um, this one has a straight brush. It's a straight spoolie, but I really don't mind that. The brush necessarily doesn't have to be curved. Like when I was in high school, I used to watch there was this channel that we had called TV Guide Channel where there were actual like TV shows on it. And one of the ones was it was called How Do I Look? I might have already talked about this, but I don't remember. But anyway, in the midst of the show of them like giving these people a makeover, um there was a stylist that would come on and give makeup tips. And one of the tips that he gave was a curved brush and taking the brush and twisting it on top of your lashes will curl them up. And so I always had to take extra time to make sure that I bought the mascara with the curved brush, which is the brand that he suggested, and that I did all the things to build my lash line. And now I'm just like, I want one that's cheap that works. I don't care what kind of brush it is. And I honestly don't even care if, like, it's the same brand. This happens to be the same brand, but it doesn't have to be the same brand. It could be any brand. I've tried a couple different mascaras and thought I was in love with them, and then, like, maybe that's my toxic trait. Instead of having all kinds of boyfriends, maybe I just am doomed to live a life of thinking that one mascara is the one, and then it turns out to let me down. Maybe that's why I'm still single. Um, but in all seriousness, I want to get back to what I was talking about. So let's get back into the discussion. Um, I'm not saying I have the answer. You know, like people will be like, oh, well, what do I do then? Because I have, stuff that I went through and all kinds of stuff. And I get it. I do, I get it. Um, some people just suck. Some people are just bad people, and I get that. And I don't want to seem like I'm telling you just get over it because it's going to take time to get over it. But I am saying take the time to get over it. Take the time to be like, you know what? I can be better. I can do better. I can have better. And it doesn't even have to be anything huge. It could be something small. For me, I am going through a stressful time and I am working through it and I know I can do it. It's just going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take me just working out the logistics of things. And once I do that, I'll be fine. Like, I know me. I know me. Once I work out the logistics, I'll be like, I got this. And I'll be freaking out the whole time. Don't get me wrong, because I am a chronic overthinker. But I'll do it and get it right and figure it out and I'll be good and then I'll be past it and I'll be like, thank God. And, you know, um, one of the biggest things I think we face in my generation is like, we'd rather be angry and bitter and upset and just let things bother us than be like, you know what? It's time to move on from that. It's time to grow bigger than that. It's time to heal from that. And when I say heal, we talk about heal and, all that stuff. And we don't mean it. When we say heal, we mean we want to fester. We want to brood over it. We want to sit there and ignore people because now we're upset and, now we're, and it's like, you're not doing anybody any favors and you're not doing yourself any service by just being upset and being angry and, being bitter. It's all just gonna come back at you in the worst way. For me, I would much rather go through a time where I'm like upset because I had to voice something or go through something or, you know, deal with something difficult one time and be done, be finished, right? And be past it and actually have something to offer through it than to let something bother me so much that I shut people down, and I shut them out, and I don't take time to actually work through those things. I just sit there and I get upset by things and I get, angry and I get hurt and I am actually doing myself a disservice because I'm not able to then be who I need to be. I would much rather just be in that position where I have the hard talks, I do the hard thing one time, it's done, we're through it, it's over, no more, than to sit there and be like, you said this and you said it and you said it and you said it. For me, I feel like you're gonna get stuck in that time loop and never get out. So, am I saying that I have the answer? Not really. I know there are ways to heal. I know that there are ways to take care of things. I know that there are solutions to pretty much every problem. Some things you can't change, but sometimes you can change your outlook on it, change your perspective on it, um, change your perception of it. You can make it better, and you can change your demeanor in it, and change your acceptance of it. You can, like, okay, so if something bad goes wrong in your life, you have the choice to either sit there and go over and over and over that bad choice until you have shut everybody out of your life. You don't have any support system, you don't have any help, and then it just becomes another hurdle to jump through. But I present to you, if you will, I would offer to you, try doing it in a way where, okay, so if somebody hurt you, you speak with them one time and you just be like, okay, so some things happened that I felt like this was the way that I felt with this situation. Name it. And then be like, I want to resolve it, even if that means, if that means that we don't, necessarily talk. Okay, that's fine. But like, let's see what we can do here. If it's a situation that isn't, an emergency, or, a situation where, something irreversible has happened, and, something very permanent has happened. Let's just put it that way. If it's something like that, obviously we don't support going back. Let's just say that. We don't support going back around here. We support getting away from bad people. Stranger danger. No. In all seriousness though, I'm not saying that you have to, do that. I'm saying, like, okay, be honest with yourself and be like, okay, so this is how I felt. This is how, this happened. I went through this, and, things didn't necessarily go my way. And those are the kinds of things that I'm talking about, like the things in life that you can fight through. The things in life that you can say, okay, I can do this about this. Go ahead and try. Go ahead and get your plan together, break it down into small bite-sized pieces, if you will, so that you can actually then go and process through whatever it is and decide what you're going to do from there. My hair is giving me a lot of trouble today. I'm going to get it done this week. I'm going to get it all trimmed up, and the final sort of piece in the puzzle of this haircut that I have transitioned into is going to come. But I kind of don't have a lot to work with today. I wanted to give Bertie Calvert vibes from like Hope Floats, but I don't know if I did. I don't know if I succeeded. So it's gonna have to be good enough. But with that being said, I want to close this discussion by saying, take it to the Lord. That's the biggest thing. When you do that, you're already starting your process. So I hope I've helped. If you have any concerns or thoughts or comments, you can go ahead and put them down below and I will read them. So far I have not gotten any comments on any of my videos, so it would be really exciting to get my first comment, other than, well, there was one comment, and that was very nice, and thank you. And you got it. Much love. Oh wait, I did it wrong. There we go. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure if I'll be back next week. I don't know. I like to. Maybe even just to talk about the book. Because I'll try to finish it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how everything works. But I'm pretty much done, so I'm excited to finish reading it. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. And stay strong. I love you. Bye.